portion, like say 20,000 out of the 80, like how much more you think them can possibly earn?
I mean, there are plans. It depends on the institution as well, and it depends on the plan that you sign up with. But sometimes maybe you can get like a $3,000 extra on the 20,000. Maybe you can get double. You can get 40. You understand? You're jumping from 20 to 40, or maybe you can just get like an extra 10. It all depends on the plan and what the interest rates are on those plans. What the interest rate is. So
money. Money. You can't have too little and you can never have enough. You see, my relationship with money has always been a constant chase of finding that sweet spot where I have enough to access the assets and the experiences that I need to enjoy the life that I want to enjoy. You understand what I'm saying? So, if this sounds familiar, come reason with Ash about money matters. You know what's commitment? Waking up at 4:46 a.m. to record a new episode of Reason with Ash, Money Matters. This episode. Yes, if you listen clearly, I might hear the Pinewali them. Non-Jamaicans, fireflies. Hi and welcome. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you are meant to be here. And if this is the first video that you're watching in the Money Matters series, just be mindful that this is part 3. Part 1, we spoke about the smarter ways to manage your wallet, and in part 2, we got a banker's guide to better credit. In this video, we're going to be talking about investing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that I have to, as I get older, be smarter with how I use my money and and how I distribute it. I can't spend all of my money on my bills them. Bills are one thing that will always be consistent in your adult life. Alright. But your investment and your savings aren't a guarantee. And man, I tell you no lie, I am not committed to climbing no corporate ladder. I'm not committed to giving myself to a company for a whole heap of years so that me can consistently be a consistent bill payer. I mean, I am going to pay my bills, but I'd like my money to be distributed in such a way where I don't have to exchange hard labor for money. You know? So, investing. And I have learned so much from this subject matter expert. Me know she go say, Ashley, really? And I say, you go, subject matter expert. But I do believe that she is a subject matter expert in this area. So the subject matter expert I'm speaking about is none other than my very good friend, Ophir Gayle. She is a graduate of Mount Alvernia High School. She actually graduated in my class, 09. Woo! And we went on together to the University of the West Indies. She completed a Bachelor of Arts degree in integrated marketing communications. But what I love about Ophir's journey, her experience, work experience, span not only in the marketing and public relations industry, but she is also a key personality in the financial industry in Jamaica. She holds the post of Business Development Officer for the Western Region at COK Sodality Cooperative Credit Union. And what I like about her is that her life's journey, well, she says her life's journey will be filled with many speed bumps. But with ambition, persistence, and faith, guess what? Success is inevitable. Ophir and I maintain a close friendship because I always see her as an important pillar of my business, Live Well Jamaica. Whether it is support it by giving us ideas, she or introducing me to key players in a particular industry. Ophir is always how should I say, a huge supporter of my initiative. So of course I took great pleasure in having this very relaxed conversation about investing with her. And I hope by the end of this conversation, you're going to feel just as relaxed and assured that the next chunk of money, even if it's a small chunk, you're going to invest it. All right, over to Ophir. So before I hit record, we were talking about travel. Do you like traveling locally?
I like traveling locally, yes, but it has to be with like the right company.
So
Since COVID kind of killed my vibe, and I'm trying to now get back into it. Just had a baby, so I haven't really had the time to kind of put my foot back into the luxury side or leisure side or whatever. But typically it would be to like go to a restaurant. I know most people would prefer to like go to the beach and stuff, but there's too much things going on in my head to kind of go to a beach, because then I'm thinking about my hair, my have to beat off, my have to like, it's too much to carry, too much things to carry. And if I'm wearing my natural hair, I have to wash my hair like right away. So definitely like food, anywhere food.
So where is the last restaurant? What's the name of the last restaurant that you went? Yes.
I think it was like for Mother's Day. I went to Plantation, realized that there was a show there. The crowd was too much. We left from Plantation, I went to Ultimate. So Ultimate is where I went. The Ultimate Jerk Center. And then their food is pretty good. Yeah, especially the jerk pork.
Yeah, Ultimate, a long time. Ultimate, they're at this one, long time. And them food is usually very good. But this video, we're talking about investing, especially for people who never consider investing, but on just touching the surface. Because if you want to invest, as you have told me, you have to do some research, you have to know what you do. And you can start small. You don't have to just jump all in stocks and all of that. All right. So Ophir, based on your understanding, what would you consider to be a financial investment, or what is considered a financial investment?
Well, the simple answer is a financial investment is where you basically allocate a portion of your assets or your funds into a system so that you can generate some interest on it. So that's basically what your financial investment would be.
All right. I like that. And the last time we talked about this, you said there are types of investments, right? Or categories. You hear me?
Yeah, I would say more categories.
Categories.
Is what we're discussing.
All right, so tell me the categories.
So basically we're discussing that there are types of categories of investment where you have like high risk and low risk. And I was saying for persons who don't typically have a healthy financial habit, or are just dabbling into it for the first time, I would suggest going with a low risk first, developing that habit, getting into the attitude of saving and putting down money, and basically gaining some discipline. So you can start with low risk investments first, and then you can kind of dive off into the whole shebang. But I am a firm believer of low risk investments. Because I have lived it and I see where it works, and then now you can move on into high risk.
Right, so let us dig deeper into low risk investments. Tell me some, give me an example.
All right, well, typically there are some financial institutions that like credit unions and building societies, they have like the partner plans. Because why I would recommend a partner plan, for one, is because traditionally we know partner. We know what a partner is. But I always suggest for persons who are familiar with doing that type of saving or investment, I would consider the traditional partner that persons locally are familiar with to be high risk. because you're basically putting your money into a system where if one person is not able to basically fund themselves anymore, now your money is at risk. There is one person now who oversees when you can get your money, if you can get it at that time. And then if somebody drops out of the partner plan, then they're basically saying to you, you have to wait because you have to source the money to give it to you and whatever. I think that's very high risk because you never know what can happen. But if you join a partner plan or partner plan with a financial institution, there's a contract there that you sign that says at the end of this term, when my money matures, this is exactly what I'm supposed to get, and these are the conditions. So the only way you don't get the money that you're supposed to get is if, for instance, you didn't follow the guidelines. So you're basically responsible for what your gain will be. So I definitely recommend for persons who kind of do the local partner plan. I mean, you can do it with somebody if you trust them. And if it's been working, then fine, but there is a risk to it. But I recommend doing it definitely with a financial institution. And then we have the others, like, for instance, at my financial institution, we have a golden harvest, which is similar to the partner plan, but it's monthly payments. And then we also have fixed deposits. We have deferred shares as well, and things like that. So with those are low risk because you know what you're signing up for, you know what your outcome will look like.
So it's considered an investment because
you're
what's
gaining something from it.
Okay, you're gaining something from it. So it's not like the regular savings account where you just whatever you put in, you get less than that.
Well, I don't consider a savings account as an investment. I just consider it a safe space, basically.
Yeah.
Because do you have like a commercial bank? Are you with a commercial bank?
Yes.
And what you put in, have you ever seen like
the fees?
Like anything gained from it?
Nope.
Typically, you're more likely to see it go down into fees and stuff like that. Unless you like with some credit unions, you will see some dividends there on your shares account, but typically on a savings account, there is not much there to gain from a savings account. The money is just there. But there's nothing wrong with that as well, because you can habitually be putting money in your savings account. But then now, if you feel comfortable that you reach a certain space, you can take a portion from that and then put it into some low risk investments.
All right, may we break it down for people who, especially for some of the people who watch this, them never ever try investment before. Them usually just have a savings account, or if they work for a company and the company require that them have a bank account, that's how they end up with a bank account, right? But they may consider doing this if they are making like, I don't know, say about $80,000 a month after tax, right? And they want to invest possibly $20,000 in that, in probably like a partner plan. What more? How much more could they get on that 20,000? And I know it depends on the plan. So you can give me an example, or
Well, first thing is, I know that a lot of persons, they do have an account and they just have it because payroll say I may have to open an account, so my pay can go there, and they don't know what type of plans that their financial institution even offers. So first thing I would say is you need to get some time to either, if you can't get the time to go in branch, find some time to like search online to see what these offerings are. A lot of these institutions, they have online chats, so you can just ping them and get the information. And some of them might take long, but at least you get the answer. When you get the answer, they email you with a response, or you leave a contact and they can call you back, and so on. So first thing I would say is to get the information about what benefit do I have being a part of this institution. Find out. And then what was the other part of your question? But that was like something that stood out to me. You have to know if you're putting your money somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to know what the benefits are putting my money there. It's not just to get your pay and then draw out everything. You have to be financially responsible. What was the next part of the question?
I was saying if they decide to invest
A portion
20,000,
of their salary.
a portion, yeah, like say 20,000 out of the 80. Like how much more you think them can possibly earn?
I mean, there are plans. It depends on the institution as well, and it depends on the plan that you sign up with. But sometimes maybe you can get like a $3,000 extra on this on the 20,000. Maybe you can get double. You can get 40. You understand? You're jumping from 20 to 40, or maybe you can just get like an extra 10. It all depends on the plan and what the interest rates are on those plans. What the interest rate is. So you just need to do your research. But I would say don't look at oh me just I get $1,000 extra, or me just I get $3,000 extra. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, you make $80,000 a month, and say for instance you don't have a healthy financial habit, that money would have been spent and you wouldn't have anything. If you were habitually saving, and every time you get your pay, your $80,000, put down $20,000, you just have $20,000. At least now you have $23,000 free money. Basically, you understand what I'm saying? That $3,000 wouldn't have been there if you didn't sign up for a plan. And if in your mind you're saying that $20,000 that I'm putting down, I don't have any intention to save it, how does it hurt you to put it into an investment? It doesn't hurt, you're just gaining from it.
And
So I would say just, do something that's comfortable.
And I know that for some of them, well, all of them, they are time bound. So you have like probably like a 6-month program, a year. So it's up to the customer to decide which one they want to sign up on.
Right. So say for instance, let me use a partner plan, because that's one that's easier to understand. So let me use a partner plan, for instance. The partner plan, typically the money is collected on a weekly basis or calculated on a weekly basis. However, persons get paid fortnightly, persons get paid monthly. All I want to do is, if you say, for instance, you want to put down $1,000 a week, fortnightly it's 2,000, monthly it's 4,000. That's how they will calculate it, but it's still 1,000 a week per hand, right? So if you're going to put down $4,000 or $1,000 a week, you can then decide the amount that you're going to put down and how long you want to go for. So you have some institutions do 3 months, some do 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, 1 year. Typically, the more you invest and the longer you go for, the better the returns, right? So we have something that's called the golden harvest, and there is an interest that is affixed to that. So in this case, you're putting down money monthly. So say for instance, you put down $10,000 a month out of your salary. That's $10,000 that you have been saving and you didn't have it in a plan. Now you're going to put it in a plan, you're going to generate some interest. You were already of the mindset that I am going to continue putting down $10,000 every month from my salary because I need to save and I need an emergency fund, for instance. So our golden harvest, it goes for no less than 1 year, right? And it goes up to 5 years for our institution. I have heard a person say 1 year is too long. And I've heard persons say, oh my gosh, 5 years is too long. But if you think about it, in the next 5 years, will you still be working? Will you still have goals that you need to meet? You understand what I'm saying? A year from now, will you still be working? If you're capable of working, you still have every intention of working, whether it's working for somebody or having your own business, it's still working. And if you're working, you need to be putting down something. So all I'm saying is, I don't understand what the big deal is if you're saying that, okay, I'm going to be habitually putting down something for the next 5 years that will generate some interest, because if I was putting this money down in a savings account and any emergency come up, I'm going to touch it. And then if I'm not putting down anything, I just have nothing, because a percentage of nothing is nothing. So what will you lose by just putting down something? And it doesn't have to be much. Maybe $10,000 might be too much for you. But if you were putting down anything at all, put down $1,000, put down $2,000, you must can afford $2,000 a month. That's a sacrifice for some people, I understand, but to sacrifice $2,000 for the betterment of your own self and family, or whatever bill or liability that you have to pay, that's good.
I agree. Trust me. All right. So in terms of a partner plan now, you said, people will do it like informally, but that can be considered high risk, right?
Yeah.
Because them can run away with their
Right.
money.
You're trusting them.
Yes. So what are some criteria you think people should look out for when they want to, sign up or join a partner plan?
All right, so you have to first make sure that it's an institution that you're comfortable with. Comfortable in terms of you are familiar with maybe the persons that work at the institution. Is this somewhere that is accessible to you, so it's convenient to go there from time to time so you can get additional information or check on your account or whatever? I know we have online banking, and I know that we can call to find out what's going on with my account, blah, blah. But it's also important to sometimes, go in the branch and get sit down with an agent who can assist you and help you make certain decisions and give you more information about how you can gain more. And then in sitting down with an agent, for instance, say for instance, you were a member of that institution and you know about the partner plan and you've been doing the partner plan for years and it's been working for you and you're just going to continue doing it and you've saved so much money from the partner plan. But there are better options in the institution as well, like for instance, like a golden harvest or deferred shares where you can get more. So you're doing your golden harvest, for instance, for 5 years, and you don't know about the deferred shares that goes for 7 years, and you can get more interest on it. So it's just 2 more years. You're already a long-term saver, and you already have the habit there, but you don't even know about the deferred shares. And that's what I'm saying. So it's good to kind of look into what the options are. Is that institution somewhere where you're comfortable with? Are you familiar with what the institution offers? And then you can compare what the interest is based on what it is that you want to achieve. So partner plans are typically short-term financial investment plans, and it's easy to do it, easy to sign up for your jump in and you jump out. Say for instance, you want to purchase a cell phone, but you don't want to just use your savings to buy the cell phone. You want to save for it, right? You want to buy it for your birthday. So you set up your plan, your partner plan for it to mature around the time for your birthday. That's a short-term financial investment. But now you want to go longer term. The longer you go, the better the interest rate. So now you decide on which one you want to do. So it all depends on what you want to achieve, because I'm not just saying do these financial investments just because you go save for the rest of your life until you're dead. For instance, me have my partner plan. If you have a birthday coming up and you want to plan a little trip, you can do your partner plan. But I have a golden harvest, for instance, because I know that every year I have to pay my car insurance. I don't want, and when it reaches that time, I have to say, Lord, I don't remember about this, blah. My golden harvest already in place to mature around that time. So we have the money already plus grata when we can splurge it more want or reinvest it as an initial lump sum deposit for my golden harvest, which makes me get more money on the golden harvest. So yeah, you just need to look into what the details of each offering of your institution, what the offerings are, and then you can basically decide from there. What are the interest rates? Is it better for me to put more or less based on what you want to achieve? Is it better for me to do it short term because I want it to cut off around this time, or is it better for me to extend it for a longer term because I want more? So is it that you want a certain amount of money around a shorter time, or is it that you just want more money? And you just go longer and you go more based on what you can afford.
And when you say interest rate, for the people who don't know nothing about finance, you mean the percentage that going to add for your money?
The percentage that goes beyond the bonus money that will go on to what you have put in.
Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, so I've been traveling around Montego Bay, the western side, I should say. Is there any place that you'd recommend my viewers to visit in Mobe or on the western side of the island? So
Mobe
Hanover,
or western side.
Westmoreland, that side.
Lord, western. But that's the more Ochi.
When you say you're an Ochi person.
Yeah, because you know all of the attractions, people in Jamaica, them is like you're living. I think it's because of COVID though. Have you realized that in COVID, a lot of persons have been like going to the hotels and basically are doing what more than previous times?
Yes,
Because
yes.
people in Jamaica like they don't experience what Jamaica is about like as a tourist. So even though Mobe is like the tourist mecca of the, of Jamaica and everything, but I think Ochi have a lot more like attractions. Dolphin Cove, the Duns Rivers, the Conoco Falls, all of them something there. Like we think say every Jamaican must experience tourist life. So yeah, I recommend those.
All right. Thank you so much, Ophir.
No problem.